Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Dork Entertainment. We've got a very special video review of a Bollywood movie we watched recently. The Sky is Pink, starring Farhan Akhtar and Priyanka Chopra Jonas. So we're just going to start, we just watched it a couple of days ago. I'm just going to start with our scores of what we rated this movie. I'm going to start with Akanksha here. So Akanksha, what did you think? What did you rate The Sky is Pink?
I would give a 7 for the movie.
7 dogs out of 10?
Yeah, 7 out of 10. Yeah.
Wonderful. And Samit here, what did you think?
I thought it was really good. I give it an 8.5 out of 10.
8.5 out of 10 from Samit. That's pretty good.
Yeah, it is pretty good.
So my score, I'm going to give this movie a 9 out of 10.
Whoa.
So 9 out of 10 for me. I think this was a really good movie. I really enjoyed it. But I mean, it wasn't like an enjoying sort of movie. It was a different style of movie.
Well, yeah, it was a well-made movie. It was acted well, directed well.
I think it was very well. Yeah,
and that's what I thought. It was actually a really well-made movie. It was actually, the characters were written very well as well. So that was the highlight for me. The characters.
So we'll just go around the table. So why did you give it a 7 out of 10?
Well, 7 for me because I feel the whole movie was like an emotional journey for someone like me. I was kind of like on an up and down phase. Like I was trying to, be happy, and the next moment I would be sad, and then I would feel like crying. So it was a very up and down movie for me. So that's why emotion-wise, I could not really understand what I should react.
Yep.
Or how I should react. I just couldn't understand. Yeah.
And Samit, your reason for 8.5?
8.5. So I actually really enjoyed the movie. I thought the way that they showed how characters deal with death is actually very different and very new for me. I've not seen anything like this in Bollywood before. It's dealt with in a different way. Where you think there would be humor is where some of the sadder moments, and where you think there'll be some of the sadder moments is where there's unexpectedly some humor. So I get what I'm just saying with it's a bit different, with the way it sort of presents its sadder moments and its really fun moments as well. So but I enjoyed it. I thought the characters were just written very, very well. Farhan Akhtar and Priyanka Chopra, really good. But I've got to give props to what is her name, the young actress who played Aisha Chaudhry?
Zaira
Wasim. Yes, she acted very well, and the brother was okay as well. It's pretty good.
So I gave this movie a 9 out of 10. So I'm just I really enjoyed watching this movie because it was made very well. It was a very well made movie. The editing, the length was okay. It didn't feel like it was dragging at any point.
Yeah, the only thing sort of stopping me from giving 9 was it was a little bit of a pacing issue. That's it. It was a minor pacing issue. I would have given it a 9, but I just thought 8.5 is pretty fair.
Yeah, I thought it was paced okay. Yeah. It wasn't too bad. The characters, the acting of the actors was really well done. And Farhan Akhtar, Priyanka Chopra. Sometimes I'm a bit critical of Priyanka. I don't think she sometimes hams it a bit, but I think that she did pretty well in this movie.
So this is Priyanka's first, first role coming back to Bollywood. It's interesting
after getting
married, and also her stint in Hollywood as well.
Hollywood, yeah.
So she's come back to Bollywood, and I thought she's acted brilliant. She's learnt a lot in Hollywood, I thought, and she's showed a lot of emotion because she plays the mum of Aisha Chaudhry, and she's. If you look up Aisha Chaudhry's life as well, such an incredible life. A lot happened.
There's another amazing thing that it is actually based on a true story. So everything that was happening, it actually happened. The way they've portrayed it. And so just before we go ahead, we're going to go into a bit more analysis of the movie, but there is going to be spoilers. So from this point on, just a spoiler warning. Thank you for that. From the I guess technical perspective of the movie, I found that the shading, the colors, because they shift from time in the 90s to 2000,
Yeah.
2015.
So they go from Delhi to London. So there's the different color parts, the different sort of cinematography that is used. It's actually very well done.
Yeah.
And even though there's not really much spoilers in this movie, because from the beginning you find out that the character who's narrating it is the girl, who's Aisha, who's already dead.
Yeah.
So she's already passed, and it's from her perspective. She's telling a story basically.
Yeah.
So it was a little bit different like that, and,
Yeah.
and she plays it. She narrates it in a fun, sort of happy sort of way. So she doesn't really want to make it into like a sad, because it is quite sad. I mean,
It is.
it is. So the story of Farhan
it's a sad
Akhtar and
story.
Priyanka Chopra, they're basically the kids or the daughters that they've had in this movie. They have a rare genetic condition.
Yeah, it's an immune deficiency. It's called SCID.
Yeah.
And you should look it up. Her story. She's basically had it since birth,
Yeah.
Aisha. And it's just. It deals with a lot of the stuff that the parents have to go through in this, because it's hell when any sort of parent goes through where a child is sick.
Yeah.
It is hell.
And I found that they really, the characters of those two, because the focus is on the mum, the dad, mainly, and then there's of course
The brother as well.
the brother, and then there's the girl Aisha.
Yeah.
Now there were other characters scattered throughout this movie, but I love the way how some of them didn't even have any dialogue. They were there, the presence was there, but I think that was to hone in on the main characters. And I think they did that pretty well.
Yeah,
That was
because the
something
story
different.
is about the family
Yeah.
and what they're going through.
You watch a Bollywood movie and family, everyone has their dialogue. There's so many things happening. But with this, because they didn't give them any dialogue or very little dialogue, you got to hone in on Farhan
the
Akhtar
family.
and Priyanka
Yeah.
Chopra's character.
Yeah.
So what did you think, Agansha? What was the favourite parts of the movie that you liked?
At the end of the movie, it talks about that this is a sequel to the book that Aisha wrote. That particular part, what was said, I think it did click to me. It just touched my heart, because if this is like a sequel to her book, I think she deserves a big round of applause here, because this has come out as a brilliant sequel to the book. I am actually looking forward to read the book as well if I can find, because
I think it's called Epiphanies.
Epiphanies,
I think the whole name, but Epiphanies.
Yeah, so you guys also should go and look at the book that Aisha wrote when she was going through the whole disease progression. So I mean it does resonate. It does make you feel that life is so precious. Especially with the emotional part. I think I just think when I came out of the theater, I was really depressed and sad, and I did say to these guys like, it's just
it is taxing on you.
It's exhausting. It's exhausting.
It's 'cause-
Emotionally,
emotionally.
it exhausts you. Like you can.
But I enjoy those type of movies.
And Priyanka and Farhan Akhtar, they play a very down to earth, regular couple. They're not from a rich family.
Yeah.
It's just a general, like a regular couple.
Middle class.
Can I also comment on the makeup and the kind of clothes? The way they made the characters look. Like when the dad and mum are in 80s, like the way they've dressed up, it looks so like on the point. Because the kind of fashion it was back then, the hairstyle, the makeup, it just felt like that you were actually in 80s or 90s. It actually made you feel like that. So we all are from that generation, so we kind of enjoyed that. So that was really good.
And I've got to say, Farhan Akhtar, his acting is brilliant. I really love his acting. Every movie that he does, whether the script is poor or it's not really that good of a movie, his acting is always on point.
Again, he's basically my favorite Indian director, but as an actor, he's
really
gone
good.
leaps and bounds from
He
when he
looks good
started.
with the moustache.
Yes.
He looks really good.
Yes. Well, all the movies that he's done, Wazir, I really enjoyed.
Bhagman Kabag. Really good. Shows range.
He's got another movie coming out, which is in the sports sort of field, called Tufan.
Yeah.
So that's coming out next year, I believe.
Yeah.
So that's going to be really good.
It's good, yeah.
I thought this was a very well crafted movie, and it's worth a watch.
Definitely.
It is quite taxing. It is quite emotional, but it's a little bit of a different take on in the fact that the girl has already passed, and it's from her perspective.
Yeah, and there was a bit of a risk. So she's very let's say, quirky and like, you know, there's a bit of risk of her being too quirky, but I thought that they played that really well.
Really well.
That's why I like her acting, Sarah Wassimi, because they also showed her like her moments where she's not quirky and she's sort of has the pain of dealing with this disease, and I just thought like she played it really well. It's like all the different sort of emotions that go through with it.
Yeah. So I definitely recommend you check this movie out.
Definitely.
Yes.
Have to.
It's 9 out of 10 for me, and it's a really good, well crafted movie.
Yeah.
So let us know in the comments below what you think of this movie once you watch it. Hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and hit the little bell notification as well to get notified of any new videos. And we shall see you in the next video. Peace.
I see the